Have you ever been mudding in real life? Maybe the weather's bad outside and you can't. Maybe that Ford you drive broke down again. Or just maybe your dream job was to haul equipment and supplies. Weird job of choice, but to each their own. If you answered yes to any of these, well, maybe I found the game for you. I'm beyond late to the party, believe me, 2 years late actually, but I've finally discovered a tough, gritty, overwhelmingly muddy off-roading simulation game that I didn't know I needed in my life. SnowRunner. It's a sequel to the popular game Mud Runner that I unfortunately never had the pleasure of playing, but after playing this, I may have to go back and give that game a try as well. So without further ado, let's dive straight into the video. So I wasn't sure what to expect when I downloaded the game by any means, but man am I pleasantly surprised. I've never played a game even similar to this one. Just to give you the very basics here, your goal is to earn money by traversing the increasingly difficult terrain and driving supplies to and from locations, while also collecting towers to open up your in-game map. Money earned can be used to purchase upgrades for your current vehicle, it can be used to purchase new vehicles, or even equipment like trailers you can use to haul a multitude of different materials. The game offers up to 4-player co-op, which I'm sure is an absolute blast, but as good friends are far and few between nowadays, I've only played solo. You're also able to change the time of day whenever you'd like, as hauling anything through knee-high mud in the sunlight can be difficult, but taking that same route when it's pitch black outside is the real challenge. The tutorial does a good job at explaining things, which is fantastic for newcomers like me. It teaches you things like why and when you should change between your low gears or your 4-wheel drive, or even how to attach and detach a trailer, for example. Now from the gameplay, it may just look like a walk in the park, when on the contrary, it can be quite difficult. A single mud pit could potentially put a full stop on whatever job you're doing. Take a look at this mess, for example. This is me trying to complete a job without the right equipment or know-how. The ever so valuable winch has saved me a number of times, but in this instance there wasn't anything I could get a grip on, and it didn't work out very well, as you can tell. Fortunately for me and others who make the same poor decisions, we can restart our vehicle from our garage or its starting place. In this scenario, I had to basically start from the beginning because of this mud fiesta. Now when you aren't worrying about getting stuck, you're worrying about having enough gas to get to your next job or drop off, which depending on the vehicle you're using, as well as the engine you've got under that hood of yours, can be a real challenge. There's a handful of maps to explore, but in my 10 or so hours, I've barely scratched the surface of the first one. This could be because I take my sweet time traversing trails and soaking up the scenery. Shortly after completing the tutorial, they try and get you to go to Alaska. Whatever you do, don't go to Alaska. Stay where you're at and get your sea legs, or maybe mud legs? Sorry, bad joke. In all seriousness, stay in Michigan and make some extra cash and start collecting some new upgrades, as this is going to help you out a ton in completing future jobs. Now for me personally, I couldn't haul much of anything until I put a snorkel on my truck and got it lifted. Now I can traverse just about any path Michigan has to offer. Well, until I start pulling a trailer, that is. Then this off-roading simulator turns into a puzzle game, and the puzzles are the water and mud you'll be pulling your truck and trailer through. But put a stack of wood or bricks in the back of that trailer and well, good luck. In the time I've had with the game, I've come to understand that finally getting through the obstacle you were stuck on is the real rewarding factor here. Yeah, sure, getting the cash payout at the end of a job well done feels good, but there's just something different about getting your truck through what's essentially a small lake. I do have a few minor complaints here because no game is perfect besides Phantasy Star Universe. There's a bit of pop in here and there, but nothing serious or game breaking. I am playing on the Series X. Every time I first load up into the game, my frame rate is so slow, like SLOW slow, in the single digits, I would say. This only lasts about 10 to 15 seconds, however, it can be kind of annoying. Last but not least, the engine sounds. I expect to hear a roar when I'm pedaled to the metal deep in mud, redlining my speedometer, but instead I get a pretty tame purr, unlike the loud, unrivaled roar you'd hope for. Besides that, the sounds have been great, well done and immersive as they should be. Spinning out in mud or water feels like it should, and looks so good. We have the option to play in first person or third, but why play in first person? You'll miss out on all the wonderful terrain effects as you're driving down the waterlogged roads of Michigan. But regardless of which option you prefer, the game looks and feels amazing, from the customization on offer to the beautiful 3D maps. Your eyes do not want to look away. This game has been a wild ride, literally, so why not give it a try? It's free with Game Pass and you can't beat free, but I'm sure you can find it on sale as well if you're on PC or PlayStation. I've enjoyed every bit of my 10 or so hours and can't wait to sink another 10 into it. Maybe then I'll have unlocked some off-road tires for my big rigs that are currently just dust collectors. Hope you've all enjoyed the video. If you've been lucky enough to get your hands on this before I did, drop me some tips down below. I'd love to hear them and could most definitely use them. I'll be sure to catch all of you in the next one. Bye for now.